I plan on Brock Purdy being here the whole time I'm here. That's what Kyle Shanahan said Wednesday. There's two conclusions, two things to read between the lines here. One's not really between the lines at all. The first thing is you can go ahead and end any Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, whoever else that had a shelf life of a day or two while we were waiting to see what the status of Brock Purdy's elbow, shoulder was. Now that it turns out he's fine, all that's dead. They are not going to negotiate. They're not going to kick tires. They're not going to back channel. They're not going to do any of that stuff as they're about to pay Brock Purdy. And they are about to pay Brock Purdy a reasonable, maybe somewhat controversial, but an amount that the 49ers will set up in a way that if they need to get out of it in 3 years, Parag Marathe has shown a very good history of being able to do that. So that's the first thing. The second part of that quote the second element of that quote is getting misinterpreted by people. I've seen this a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday. There's like this interpretation that it's some sort of guarantee from Kyle Shanahan. It's not a guarantee from Kyle Shanahan. It's just what he hopes. Like any coach, one thing he doesn't want to do is have to replace players, not because it's mean, but because it takes time. It means you have to transition a team. Finding a new quarterback sucks. It really sucks. So what you want first and foremost is the guy you have just to be the guy. And that's what he hopes. And it's what he thinks. He does think highly of Brock. He has no interest in replacing Brock, but circumstances change. And right now the circumstances are good between Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy. And that's good because the 49ers have a big year coming up in 2025. They have the last place schedule and they host the Super Bowl. I may have to say it every day between now and September 1st or whenever the season opens this year. But that's good, right? He's the 262nd pick. You can buy hats now. He's good. I have a lot of confidence in him. He's capable of winning a Super Bowl. We almost did it. I know he's capable of getting us back there in the future. That's all great. And I think he believes it. I believe it. But it's not some guarantee. People are taking it as like some proclamation of the future. Look, Kyle Shanahan has well established who he is, like every coach should be. Here is my opinion, and I will change my opinion if circumstances change. And what could possibly change? We'll get to that in a second. First, I do want to tell you, though, that this video, and I want to say thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video and this show. And right now, what are you watching closely? You're watching the college football playoff and the NFL playoffs. Code GUY, you make a $5 lineup, you immediately get $50 into your account. We're off to a good start on this play where $50 pays $1,000. So if you want to follow along, you can't get Bryce Lance, Trey Lance's brother, had him more than half a touchdown for North Dakota State in the FCS championship game. What we're looking for on Thursday night is for Riley Leonard, Notre Dame's quarterback, wrong lineup, to rush for less than 47.5 rushing yards. And then we got some NFL mixed in, some more college football mixed in. I got Bo Nix less than 222.5 passing yards against Buffalo in Buffalo. So there you go. PrizePicks code GUY. Appreciate that. So Kyle Shanahan, vote of confidence, as it should be. There's nothing else to do but give a vote of confidence for Brock Purdy. He was almost an MVP last year. You don't turn around and go, oh no, guess he's not. I'm out. I think they think kind of what I think, which is he was largely the same guy. Wasn't great late in games trailing. Kyle Shanahan isn't either, so he may overlook that for a little bit. They're going to both have to get better at that, but that's fine. He's largely the same guy, and I think Brock Purdy's going to have a bounce-back year next year. That's my prediction. I think he's going to have a better season coming up this season. But that doesn't tell us anything about 2028 or 2029. What changes things for quarterbacks? Age and money. Age and money. And in 3 years, he'll be older, and in 3 years, he'll be more expensive. So one of the two things can happen. He's either earning that money or he's overpaid. That's it. And Kyle Shanahan could very well change his opinion in 3 years. He did the whole, John Lynch could trade me tomorrow. We could all be dead by Wednesday. That's the guy we're talking about. Just remember that when you're thinking about this guy. It doesn't make him a liar. It doesn't make him a waffler. It just makes him a man in charge of a football team. And you believe in your guys, and you say you believe in your guys because part of your job is saying you believe in your guys until you have a better guy. That's who he's been before. That's who he'll be again. Andy Reid believed in Alex Smith, and then he had Patrick Mahomes. Does it make him a liar? Does it make him a waffler? No, it's just part of trying to win football games. So, yes, do I think Kyle Shanahan believes in Brock Purdy? I do think he believes him, sincerely believes in Brock Purdy. Does he think he can win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy? Yes, he sincerely believes that he can win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. Is he really going to be here with him for the rest of Kyle's career? I mean, I'd have to put that percentage at under 50%, just when you consider all the variables. That I guess it could be true if maybe Brock's not here long, but Kyle's also not here long. Maybe Brock's here a long time, but I mean, Kyle's not that old. Like, even if Brock were to play the rest of his career here for the 49ers, if that's happening, it's possible that Kyle coaches the rest of his Kyle coaches longer than Brock is the quarterback. I mean, it's just like, what are the odds? What are the odds truly that Brock Purdy is the quarterback for the rest of Kyle Shanahan's tenure? If I told you, think of it this way. If I told you that that's 100% true, that Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, Kyle never coaches another quarterback with the 49ers. I mean, what does that mean? That Brock is the quarterback for the next 10 years, or that Kyle's gone in 3? It's probably more likely means the second one, although that's the less pleasant one. But if you're playing the odds, quarterbacks and coaches change more than they don't. So my overall point here is I believe he believes it, but I think people are taking a little too far into this. Like, no one's saying it's a guarantee, but they're kind of dropping the gauntlet and going, see, any evaluation is over. It's all done. No, it's not. He evaluates next year, and then he evaluates the next year, and then he evaluates the next year. The old Jim Harbaugh thing, nobody's on scholarship. It holds up. Jim's a great example of it. Jim pounds the table for guys. But nobody's on scholarship. Everybody can be replaced. And that's now I sound like Shanahan, including the coach, right? So take it for what it is. A guy that believes in his quarterback for 2025, a guy that's about to pay the quarterback. So it means he'll be the quarterback again in 2026. But know this front office, it doesn't really guarantee more than minimum 2, maximum 3. It doesn't guarantee 4 years. We'll see when they do a contract and how it's structured and all that. But on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you can really guarantee something in the NFL, and 1 being everybody knows it's going to change tomorrow. I mean, this is like a 6, which is high, I guess, But to me, all it really guarantees is that they're not getting Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers or one of those guys this year. And it means they're going to pay him, but I didn't need him to tell us that. And when they do that, that doesn't guarantee he's here for the rest of Kyle's tenure either. It just means they got a couple more years to figure it out. And that's good. Brock's already been a starter for 2.5 years in the NFL. 2 years is a lot of time to prove something. That you can make a lot of improvement in 2 years. In 1 year, they got 14 weeks. They got a lot of time right now to get better. And Brock is still young enough to continue to improve. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey's health has to improve. It is improving. Ayuk. Kyle's got to get this team better. They got to draft. There's a lot of things that have to get better between now and next year. And the good news for the 49ers, they have the opportunity to do it. All right. You want to check out hats? You can go to heyguy.co. Later.